Hello again. I want to talk today about little subjects that's really important and interesting, ironic. There's a big boom in this country now that so many jobs are being outsourced. That there are things that's replacing the jobs, like for the steel mills and the motor part manufacturing companies, lumber mills, paper mills and stuff that are being sent overseas, exported to let slave labor do. It's a boom for the past 25 years. Prisons. Yes, prisons in the United States. They're building them. It's like every other week they start a new prison. And you think, why are they doing that? Why are we sending jobs over there? Well, and building prisons here. Well, they're sending the people's jobs who've worked in those companies and built those companies up for the past 50 or 60 years or 80 years, working. Their whole family worked in the company, and they got to build prisons in place of them because the people can't find work. There's several things. I'm sure you know of someone. Personally, I know of a couple of people. A guy out in the Midwest spent 16 months in prison because he lost his job. He couldn't feed his family, and he went and stole $40 worth of groceries. Not a habitual offender. No drugs were involved. First offense, he spent 16 months in prison. A guy I worked with in Florida spent 2 years in prison for stealing under $20 worth of groceries. And he kind of made a joke about it, because he said he wouldn't have got caught if he hadn't went back for ice cream. But that's not funny. He spends 2 years in prison for buying $20 worth, for stealing $20 worth of groceries. And he's an American citizen. The other guy's an American citizen. A foreigner, though, they can sell drugs and whatever, and they either get deported, or they spend 6 months in jail or probation, and they just go back to their own country if they want to, or they change their name, which is really easy for any illegal immigrant to do. For the past 25 years, though, they've been building prisons to replace these other jobs. And the person it started with, basically it started with, who has more of the blame than anyone for it, would be, besides the American public, is Dr. Benjamin Spock. Some useless liberal piece of garbage wrote some book, Don't Spank Your Child, you need to let them be creative, and all this garbage. So that's what they did. I don't know, I think they sold like a million copies a month, or a million copies a year, I believe. 50 million copies have been sold, though, to this day. And this continues on. Nobody can see this. This is what happens. If your child steals something and you spank them, you can go to prison for it, or jail for it, and they'll take your kid and they'll do whatever they want to with them. The old foster care, that's a real joke. 1 out of 3, every person taken into state custody, or maybe it's 1 out of 3, I believe, taken into state custody, ends up in prison. 1 out of every 3. It may be 2 out of every 3, but I'm trying to be nice. But you continue letting these liberal scum run this country and pass laws that take rights away from you to raise your children in the right way, and we're going to end up a prison country. That's all there is to it. Our industry is going to be prison. Politicians in prisons. The only thing about it is there won't be enough of the politicians in prison, which they should have a couple prisons just for the politicians, because they do the stealing. They steal millions and millions of dollars, but they do it in a almost legal way. They sell you out is what they do, and you let them do it. Look, you may not believe this. I'm not educated. I don't read that well or anything. But with the internet it'd take you about an educated person, somebody that's been through a year or two of school or of college or something. It'd take you about 20-30 minutes to see that I'm telling the truth. And I guess I'm a redneck. I drink out of a ball mason jar, and I wear whatever this overall things. I was raised on a farm, a ranch in Florida, which I didn't mind working 7 days a week. But if something's not done, this is the liberal view basically. Don't punish your children. We'll build prisons and we'll punish them for you. But you need to keep working and paying in your taxes, so we'll have time to. So we'll have the funds to pay people to sit on their ass, not do nothing, to punish your kids for you not raising them right, because it's against the law for you to raise them right. Look, people, think it's not rocket science. It's really simple stuff. But look and see if I'm not telling the truth. For 25 years, right after the 50s, they started outsourcing work and building prisons to lock us up, American citizens. So just continue on. Vote this trash Hillary Clinton or one of these other liberals, baby-killing scum, into office, and you'll see what I mean. It'll progress. The more liberals are in office, the faster it goes. The way it spirals down into a bucket of dead worms. Well, I guess that's all I got to say about that subject for now. You got to do something. The politicians aren't going to fix this. You got to you turn the TV off. That's the number one thing. You need to turn the television off and stop. And stop some of this crap, this violence and stuff you see on television. There's enough of it in real life. You don't need to see it on TV. But y'all have a good day, and bottoms up.